Right, so whilst people are just entering, hopefully actually, because Facebook's changed everything again, I will quickly go over the paperwork. So if you haven't seen a doctor to allow you to exercise, please see a doctor. If you don't want to see a doctor, you can fill out my health PARQ questionnaire form. Fill out the first sheet and the last sheet, those are mandatory. If you tick yes in anything, you will have to delve into the middle bits. Send it to me, we can discuss it and we can get you exercising. Okay, so right, I hope it doesn't say that people are actually filtering in, so let's just wait for a minute. Good morning, people coming in, good. I was a bit concerned then because Facebook's changed all the settings yet again and even had pop-up bars, which I've never seen before. And it doesn't even autoplay at past, so let's get going anyway. So welcome to number 82 of the canned workout Step Up. Good morning, people. It's the 28th of October 2020 and we're only going to need a step, a mat, yourself and some water. Right, let's go to the main screen now. So you will be able to see my little camera there. I'm sorry about that because we will be spending most of the time after the step exercise on the ground. I hope I've got those set up right. Yes, that's fine. Good, everything seems to be working fine for once. Right, so whilst morning everyone, and whilst we're actually I've literally went blank then, I'm sorry, I completely corpsed it then. Right, so we're going to do the talk. So it's myth number 7 today from Declan Doyle's pro coaching group, the top 23 nutrition and exercise myths. Buy it from your local video store. Yep, everything wrong with that. It's not for sale and it's not a video store. So anyway, right, myth number 7: eating your egg yolk will raise your cholesterol. Right, so eating an egg yolk. So there we go. I'll give you a nice little picture. There you go, little hearts, lovely. Oh, now they got that. They must have left something on top to let it go cool. This study looked at the blood profile of people who ate eggs for breakfast versus those who didn't for 14 weeks and found that blood lipids are the posh term of fats, were similar between groups at all times, indicating that an additional 400 milligrams per day of dietary cholesterol from the eggs did not negatively impact blood lipids, blood fats. Moreover, a recent, more rigorous study found that egg consumption is not associated with the risk of CVD, cardiovascular disease, and cardiac mortality in the general population. In the same study, it did suggest that there may be some associated links to those with pre-existing conditions, but if you don't have any, then don't fear the yolk. Yes, the joke is in there. That's actually probably better than my joke anyway. The truth: eggs are one of the most nutritious foods on the planet. Unless you have any existing conditions, you don't need to fear eating the yolk. Eggs have shown to be safe and healthy and consume for the general population. Good thing about eggs is they have all the essential BCAAs, amino acids, proteins that you require for building muscle and keeping yourself healthy. I believe off the top of my head, one egg will actually give you enough BCAAs, which is proteins, for a full day. So one egg a day is actually a pretty good idea. Also, your body, if it doesn't get a certain amount of cholesterol a day, it will create its own. A lot of people don't tell you that, but it will. So eating an egg will not actually ruin that. Probably eating 4 eggs wouldn't ruin that either. Because just imagine if your body has to have this amount of cholesterol and you eat an egg and it takes, let's say, a quarter. It will only make the rest. Now if you go over it, then you're probably in a little bit of problems, but depends on what type of cholesterol you're actually eating. So that's probably a different little tack there anyway. But yes, so if you are a person who wants to do weights or anything like that, you see the Rocky film where he actually just made a shake with raw eggs. I've done that, and I must admit I found that increased my muscle production dramatically. And they were even free range eggs. So you've got to be careful. Salmonella. I know in the 1980s there was a huge thing about salmonella. Just be careful. Okay. I would actually say I'd have to say professionally that basically cook your eggs first. Just be careful of anything raw. If you do anything raw, you're taking your life in your own hands. Eggs are great. Eggs are fantastic. Right, so I think that's that. I'll put that over here. So yes, you can see my little camera there. And what's that there? Oh, that's the microphone stand. Oh, okay. I was noticing everything different today. So we're going to need a step. And a mat. So the mat's right at the view at the moment. And some water. I'm going to put my water on my bench, because that's where I've got my notes, because I'll be down there most of the time. Right, so I think we should start. Oh yes, yes. One of the titles to this was just came in from the Windy City. Yes, there's at the moment, at the time of recording this, we are in a tailwind of a hurricane. At the moment, it's not very windy outside, but yesterday I went up to the local park and almost got blown over and wet through within a couple of minutes. So, anyone I'm actually doing outside sessions with, please be aware. High winds will basically preclude any kind of activity whatsoever. You don't want to risk any kind of safety or anything like that. I have been searching for windproof sites, but even with super high winds and you've got a little bit of protection, you want to be careful of debris, especially in woodland areas, trees falling down. That's why I think across the roads I've been all the trees cut down, because they're all rotten and keep falling down. Right, so shall we start with the warm-up?
Warm-up.
Let's march on the spot. So we're going to do 10 exercises today. And we haven't got a core section because it is a core section. That's why the subtitle is called Blimey. Excellent, good. We're going to go wide. Brilliant. Right, what we're going to do, we're going to do a different one. We're going to kick our hips out to the side. Really stretch those side muscles. Try and keep just going side to side, no forward elevation or backwards. Just really working up those obliques. And now we're going to do the funny one. We're going to go forward and back. So pelvis forward, pelvis back. So yes, it looks a bit rude and funny, but it's actually just getting that back working and the abdominals, especially to warm them up, get the blood where it's required. And we're just going to hip hula around now. So just make a hula hoop shape, going round and round. I'm going to go around the other way. That's it, good. Excellent, that's it. I'm going to start on the step in 20 seconds. So we'll keep on going hip hulas, or go the other direction again. So we've got 15 seconds left. Then we're just going to start nice easy step warm up. And the other direction quickly for the last 5-6 seconds. And now we're going to go onto the step. So we're going to go up, up, down, down. So it's up, up, down, down. Excuse me. So how was your couple of days? All right, I hope. I found found that egg thing rather interesting. I knew about that for a long time, but the eggs, I like eggs. Especially with a bit of dipping toast, you know, eggs and soldiers. Just be careful, make yourself hungry. Oh, that's what we can have for lunch. And change feet. What would be interesting is actually finding out if cholesterol has resistance like insulin. So if you eat too much of it, it creates a resistance. So you're always going over the amount a day you need. Now that would be very interesting to see. I'll have to try and remember to do that to actually look up the scientific studies. Almost there. We're going to do knee ups in 13 seconds. 3, 2, oh, she's already said it. And let's do knee ups. Try and get that foot flat on the board. Sorry about the phone, it's been going all morning with, oops, oh dear me, I've just broken it. Won't be a second. I was too busy distracted by the phone and not clicking in. Just keep on going. There we go. Sorry about that, my goodness. As I was saying earlier, everything's going fine.
Change exercise.
Right, to the march on the spot. We'll do side kicks next. So yes, phone's been going all morning. I think it must have been Amazon actually getting me in karma then, because it's this automated. Your Amazon account, Amazon Prime is about to.
Exercise 2.
Right. So let's do side kicks. We seem to be under the automated phone call section at the moment today. I think the other countries haven't gone back an hour because they started at 8 o'clock. 10 seconds.
3,
2,
1.
1. So we're going to do little flick kicks. I hope the ab section's going to get a bit better. Right, we're going to do up, up, side, side, up, back. That's it, keep on working.
3, 2, 1.
Let's go.
Exercise 3.
So the 10 exercises are basically all abdominal and core workouts, backs. Most of the muscles on the core. So just take it easy. If you've got a bad spine, as long as it's not painful, it's just uncomfortable, then you might be all right. Just try and do what you can. Don't do too much. That's the worst thing about us humans. We tend to actually do too much.
Change exercise.
Right. We'll go back to flick kicks, and we'll go on the other foot. Maybe I should have called this the one where I broke the step.
3, 2, 1.
And change it up. So I'm starting now with the pink instead of the green foot. Seconds.
3,
2, 1.
Change
Good march on the
exercise.
spot. I think what we'll do this time, we'll do flying. I'll turn it slightly sideways. And we're going to go up, arms out, leg out and down. Really stretch those abs, get the back going as well. So in 3, 2, 1, and go.
Exercise 5.
Doesn't matter if you've got a little bend in your leg. Seconds. This is when one of the doors is coming. No, we do have a little guest with us today. Rab, the bunny. She's coming to watch us today.
3, 2, 1. Change exercise.
Excellent. Go to split kicks again. We're going to go to up, down, downs.
3,
2, 1. So up, down, downs.
Exercise
Again.
6.
Keep on going. Get that heart rate up slightly, not too high up. If you can just get out a sentence, then you're working hard enough. So if you're going like this, that's fine. If you can't get out a sentence at all, you're probably working a little bit too hard. Especially because you'll be going more into the lactate and the VO2
3,
max training
2,
sections.
1.
But we don't do that
Change
here.
exercise.
Right, march on the spot again. We'll change legs.
Three,
2, 1. So I'm starting now this time on my green.
Exercise 7.
How's it doing? Well, almost there. Seconds. 3, 2, 1.
Change
Go back to
exercise.
split kicks. And what we're going to do is we're going to go across the board. We're going to do side up, down, down. So we're a bit faster. So you're going to make sure that your feet are firmly planted on the actual board, and you don't break it, like I did.
3, 2, 1.
And let's go.
Exercise 8.
So looking down maybe through your eyes, trying to see where you're actually putting your feet. It's a good idea. Or doing it slowly. You can do it nice and slowly, and then work your way up as long as you know where your feet are, and the board doesn't move as much. Mine does. It goes all over the place. I'm amazed I'm not in that corner.
Three,
2, 1.
Change
Let's go march
exercise.
on the spot. Got 2 exercises left. So this time we're going to do the same one, but we start with the other leg. I start first with the pink leg, and then I'm going to go with the green leg. Almost to
3,
what's the break time?
2, 1.
And
Exercise
let's
9.
go. Brilliant, that's it. Mine's turning round. 10 seconds. Oh gosh, it's turning round. Stop it. 5, 3,
3,
2, 1.
Change exercise.
Brilliant. Oh gosh, we've got one exercise left, sorry. Flick kicks. We're going to go back to knee ups. Mainly because I missed most of them by destroying my step. Good job, we could fix it.
3, 2, 1.
Now let's do knee ups.
Exercise 10.
Excellent, good. 10 seconds left.
3,
2, 1. And it's water break
Break.
time. Take my watch up, please. Everything's now going to pot. That's one thing, you say something's going fine, and then karma comes and bites you. Right, so you will need your step for the last exercise. I'm going to bring this in here. Hopefully I won't have to quickly turn it all the time. So water break. Right, there's one exercise where I've actually got down as bent knee leg overs. Okay, so I've left it like that so you can do it single leg or double leg if you want. So what I'll do is I'll quickly illustrate that now. So bent leg overs is legs are over, hand out to the side, try and keep the shoulder blade down to the floor. You're going to go from one side to the other. If we're going to do single leg, if you want a bit more stability, you can do one side and then the other, or you could just do one side for half of it and one side for the other half. But we'll start off with an ab crunch, so we'll be down in the ab crunch position where we get our feet shoulder width apart, nice 90-degree angle, hands behind our ears. We're not going to pull our chin into our chest. Keep abdominals in to really, that's what you need to use at the moment.
3, 2,
You contract your abs to bring you up. So we're going to do ab
Exercise
crunches.
1.
So we're going to go up to 30 degrees and down again. And up and down. Keep on going. This unfortunately is going to get probably unpleasant by about the 5th one. So you're going to keep on persevering. But just think, a strong core is a strong body. You can't do anything without a strong core. As you can see, I'm just looking upwards. My arms aren't moving, and my arms are in the same direction as my eyesight.
3, 2, 1.
Right, we're going to do
Change
reverse crunch.
exercise.
So this time, what we're going to do is we're going to bend our knees, keep the feet off the floor, and what you're just going to do is pull your knees up until your bottom leaves the floor. You don't have to do a hinge. It's just up.
3, 2,
Restrict yourself.
1.
Up.
Exercise 2.
Let's go. It's a hard one because you've got to stop the momentum of your feet going down. If you do have problems, you can always put your feet down, have a breather, come back. If you put your feet down between each one, as long as you're working and you're finding it difficult, then that's fine. So we've been working more on the lower part of the abdominal region. I don't like saying the lower abdominal muscle because it's one muscle actually. Well, it's actually two muscles sat on top. You've got the rectus abdominis and the transverse abdominis underneath that. It's just one big continuous muscle. And we just work it from different angles.
2, 1. Change
Excellent, good.
exercise.
Right, what we've got next? We've got the bent knee leg overs. So if you want to do the single one or the double one, it's up to you. I will tell you halfway through in case you're doing the single leg in one direction. You will get more repetitions if you just do one leg at a time.
3,
Sorry, one leg
2,
for half of it.
Exercise
let's go.
3.
So try and roll your spine. You will move down the mat. So you'll have to reposition yourself. So those people doing single leg, you're changing in 3, 2, 1 and change. So So this is great for your back muscles, your side, your glutes. But you've got to be careful with this, with osteoporosis, osteopenia.
1.
You don't want to go
Change
too far,
exercise.
especially if you've got a rotational problem with the grinding. Right, we're going to flip over now for the next 2. We're going to do quadrupeds. So watch you don't kick your stool. So we're going to get up on hands and knees, and we're going to do alternate arm and leg. Most people are sure this, they try to do the same leg and arm all the time. So we're going to go
Exercise
out
4.
and together, out and together. Nice and easy. The closer your hands and your feet, knees are, the more balanced you have to be all the way through it. So if you can have your hands and your knees together, like I have at the moment, your balance will be a lot better than if you were further away like that. Okay? Because when you're used to that, you can actually do it. Oops! Same side. Like that.
3, 2, 1.
But it is more
exercise.
difficult because I was actually doing the other one beforehand. Everything kind of went to pot. Right, we're going to do cat and camel, so it's a yoga position. But this time what we're going to do, we're going to go round our back down, hold for a second, push up to camel. So your hands are underneath your shoulders,
2,
your knees underneath
1.
your hips.
Exercise
So
5.
start with your back lowered, and then go to the camel. It's more, I find that more the cat. Because when they actually bristle up, they kind of arch the back ever so slightly. Oh, they do in the Mega Mob books anyway. So a good thing about this is you're actually moving your pelvis as well. So you're working your pelvis quite a lot. So try and feel your
3,
glutes clenching
2,
at the top and bottom of each
1.
movement.
Change exercise.
Excellent. Right, we're going to flip back over now. We're going to do another new one. We're going to do elbow to hip. So what this is you're going to have your knees together, hands up, and your shoulders are going to be up. And what you're going to do is you're going
3,
to concentrate
2,
and try and squeeze
1.
those muscles to bring
Exercise
yourself
6.
in. You don't want to use your shoulder or your elbow to basically be forcing yourself in. You want to try and squeeze those abdominals at the side, the obliques. And it's a very small movement, but it's really, really difficult. Remember as well, because you're squeezing your abdominals, you'll probably want to hold your breath. So try and breathe through it. Because this is a hard one, especially if you're actually really squeezing those obliques. Because I'm feeling it really, really a lot now. We're about 4
3,
seconds left.
2, 1. Change
Excellent.
exercise.
So it's a very small motion. You can actually do it sat up and just really squeeze those muscles. And that's what we need to be doing. Right, so we're going to do pro crisscross. So we'll be back into an abdominal ab crunch position. And what we're going to do is we're just going to
2,
bring
1.
one elbow towards the knee.
Exercise 7.
And then the other knee. So it's alternate knees. You're just rolling up and down. Up and down. Remember to breathe. You're probably fatigued your abdominals around about now, and you are really trying to hold that breath to try and get those abdominals to work. It's a difficult session. That's why I like to put it in on step-ups. It really does work. I want to work both your back
3,
parts,
2,
your
1.
abdominals,
Change
your glutes.
exercise.
Excellent. Right. So next one we can lie down for this one. So alternate. So I'm going to move my board. So alternating clapping single leg raise. Right. So if you can say that fast 20 times, you're better than I am. So what we're going to do is we'll raise our leg up
2,
and clap behind,
1.
and
Exercise
then just
8.
change over. If you have problems with a straight leg, do it with a bent leg. But you get more hamstring activation if you've got your leg nicely high. And what we're going to do later on when we're stretching, because we haven't done much leg exercise, we'll do a little bit of leg stretches, but more the core. Who can make the biggest clap? Can you do doubles? How about triples? Well, no, my leg's still then.
3, 2, 1.
Excellent.
Change exercise.
Good. Right, next one, we've got another new one. Ah, this will be an interesting one. V spread, elbows to knees. So what we're going to do is you start in position is hands behind your ears. Do not bring your chin into your chest. You will be wanting to do that.
3,
What we're going to do is we're going to get our knees
1.
up. We're going to bring
Exercise
our
9.
elbows and knees together. And as you go back, your legs go out to a V. And then back in, and back out. And back in, and back out. Remember to breathe. Use each motion as a breath. So breathe in, breathe out. Breathe in, breathe out. Have a quick rest, and go back to it. Excellent.
3,
4 seconds. 3, 2,
1.
1.
Change exercise.
Oh, but you're really feeling it now. We're going to get the stool back for this last one, so it's a raised feet glute bridge. So we're working more of the hamstrings and the glutes in your back. So get it nice and closely to your bum.
3,
And you're going to
2,
push up
1.
and down.
Exercise 10.
So push up, clench everything at the top and down. It's a little bit of relief actually rather than just the abs, isn't it? As I said, it's a rather ab-intense exercise session, so if you have to have a quick breather in the exercises, I don't care as long as you work. That's the main thing. It's not killing you. You don't kill yourself to exercise, you kill yourself to actually get fitter.
3, 2, 1. Water break.
Excellent. That's where Yolks and I actually really part ways on that. Right, so water break time. Can anyone actually get off the floor yet? Right, 1 minute left. I'm just having a lot of drink at the moment. I really need it. Talking takes it out of you. It does. Exercise, not so much. Yeah, okay. The other way around. Right, so remember that, especially the elbow to knee, try and really squeeze that side muscle. You've got to really think about it. Sometimes putting your hand on the muscle, allowing you to, when you contract it, you can just do it here. Just try and contract it as you go down. You're pulling in your muscles. You actually are straining quite a lot. It's a good way of actually being able to use many different muscles at once and making sure you're actually working properly. Right, we're ready for ab crunch. We need to get back down again. Or if you're already down,
2,
have a quick breather.
1.
You've got 1 second.
Exercise 1.
Let's do ab crunches. Which one seems like the easy one in comparison to everything else? That's it, excellent. Pick that spot on the ceiling that you think, oh, look at it, there's a drawing pin up there from last Christmas. Or there's a spider in the corner. You need to get X, Y and Z to go and move it.
3, 2, 1.
Excellent,
Change
go, we've got
exercise.
reverse crunch now. So remember, if you want, you could go just lift your bottom and down. You can put your feet down if you want. If you don't put your feet down, it's more intense. If you're still having problems, you could always
3, 2,
bring one leg up
1.
and get your bottom up at the same time.
Exercise 2.
But that's not as effective as the others. So let's go. So as you see, I've got my hands down. You might not be able to see this hand, but you can see this hand. You can actually push through those hands. That's an easier version. harder version is putting your hands across your chest, because you've got the only thing to actually pull you up is either momentum or your abs, and you don't want momentum because you can throw your back out. So it's really trying to squeeze those abdominals. It's almost as though you've got an invisible string between your shoulders and your knees, and you're trying to pull it in.
Change exercise.
Excellent. Right, bent over knees. Bent knee leg overs. I'm even reading them incorrectly. Right, so again, hands out to the side. This hand disappear underneath the sideboard.
3,
and we're going to go from
2,
side to side.
1.
I will remind people who are
Exercise
doing
3.
the single side for 20 seconds. I'll remind you at halfway. It's a good one for spine mobilisation, this. If you have problems with your spine, I would actually do, well, not problems, I would say if you have a stiff spine, in the morning you could do these, but I would do a single-legged one. Just to get the mobilisation there, warm up your spine and your muscles which are supporting it. It really does help. Your back's an awfully important muscle.
3,
A lot of people don't work
2,
it. You should
1.
do an awful lot.
Change exercise.
Brilliant. Quadruped, so we're on our knees. So remember, it's alternate arm, alternate legs, not same time. I have to think about that, doing it that way now. See, I can do it now.
3, 2, 1.
I go.
Exercise 4.
So if you start doing it diagonal, suddenly switching it to one side, it really taxes your brain. But I'm trying to go back to diagonal now. Try and get a nice straight line if possible. As long as you're not down there. Your hand goes nicely up, at least towards your ears.
Three, 2, 1.
Right
Change
back,
exercise.
Camel. Remember, your hands are underneath your shoulders, your knees are under your hips. So you're nicely stacked, so you're not actually putting too much strain on your joints. So if you think about this, if you just move your pelvis, so if you do
3,
posterior
2,
tilt
1.
and anterior tilt,
Exercise
you are
5.
actually getting that motion anyway. So ignore your shoulders. Try and concentrate now more on on your pelvis. So you're squeezing your bottom to get a nice high ridge, and then you're really trying to go inwards. But if you've got osteoporosis or osteopenia of the spine, I wouldn't go too far down, so you're not going into the cat as much. This is a good one for a little bit of nerve pinching in the back as well. It just relieves it, but I would do it slower. I'd
3,
go up,
2,
hold it,
1.
hold it,
Change
hold it,
exercise.
down, and then back up again. So that's a good way of actually relieving a little bit of strain on trapped discs or kind of inflamed rotational disc problems. Right, we've got elbow to hips. So if you want to do it, let's do it
3,
stood up, well,
2,
knelt up.
1.
So we're going to
Exercise
crunch
6.
in, really try and feel that muscle. So if you put your hands over your sides, you should be able to feel it really crunching. So you're trying to really just get those pieces just there. It's almost like a this is hard enough as it is. It's probably one of the hardest of the exercises
3,
actually, because you
2,
really are
1.
contracting
Change
those
exercise.
oblique muscles, and it's one of the best ones to actually keep you going, because you have to actually use those muscles, otherwise you use another part of your body and you don't want to be doing that. Right, so prone crisscross.
3, 2.
Oh sorry, no, this is the wrong one.
Exercise 7.
Oh dear, the prone crisscross is this. We've got our legs up. I thought that's the abdominal crisscross. Right, I got the exercises wrong when I wrote them last week. Sorry about that. So you've got your legs up in the air, and you're crisscrossing over. That's the one problem with writing these a week in advance, especially with the different names of everything. Forgetting which ones are which. My fault, but at least you were working your abdominals.
3, 2, 1. Change exercise.
We do alternate clapping single leg raise. See, I know what this one is.
Three, two, one.
Oh, let's go. Sorry.
Exercise 8.
Sorry, I wanted to be a bit silent and try and get the counterpoint between silence and me being talkative all the time. So clapping behind the legs, trying to go behind the thigh. The higher up you go, the better it is, because you've got to get these shoulders off the ground as well. Really get those abdominals working. So behind the calf is an ideal place. But if you don't, just behind the thighs, enough.
3, 2, 1. Change exercise.
Now, if you could get your brain to work it, you could do low, low, high, high, and that would work your abdominals in many different directions. So we've got the V spread elbow and knees. So what I'm going to do for this, I'm just going to talk for a bit longer so you don't have to do as much.
3, 2, 1.
Right, so remember,
Exercise
don't put your chin
9.
into your chest, get your knees up, squeeze in and out. Squeeze in and out. Try and get those knees together. Well, when you come in, that is. Hard to put your knees together when you've gone to a V spread. "15 seconds. "5 seconds. Doing well.
3, 2, 1. Change exercise.
Oh, and that's where you get to groan. Just lie there and go, ah. Right, and the last exercise, I think, is it? Yes, it's the raise feet glute bridge. But you're all glad about that.
3, 2, 1. Exercise 10.
Squeeze those glutes to the top. If you can believe it, I actually went through all the exercises beforehand just to think, let's make sure I've got them all right. I got them wrong, got one wrong. Oh dear. Again, it wouldn't be a Richard stream if something did not go wrong.
3, 2, 1.
Brilliant.
Cool down.
Excellent. Right, cool down time, so move that board out of the way. What we're going to do is, first off, we're just going to stretch your abs because they're probably very tight at the moment, so just put your hands above your head, your legs down. Just try and get as much to touch the ground as possible. See, when most people put their hands above the head, the hands touch the floor, but the elbows end up levitating. So you might have to bend slightly your elbows, just try and force them down to the ground. And you will feel some tension behind your back, but it's nice. Especially if you're trying to if you reach out now, reach up towards that back wall, you will feel the abdominal stretching. Excellent, good. What we're going to do now is we're going to get one hand out, get the other hand. We'll try and keep our glutes on the floor, and we're going to try and touch each hand. You won't be able to touch the other hand. Try and reach towards it, but keep your glutes on the floor. So you should feel it running down your back, especially from your shoulder, down towards your waist, and then around the raised area and the abdominals. 2, 1, and slowly swap sides. Because you're doing rotational work, Always come out of it very slowly. The most common time for a back injury is actually on a rotational snap, which what I mean is basically you rotate one way and then you come back. Like in bed at night, if you find it hard to sleep or something disturbs you, you tend to actually leap in the air to turn over. And that's when, normally that's when I do my back in the nocturnal acrobatics of sleep. Let's go back. We'll reach up again. This time what we're going to do is we're going to grab our hands, try and force our feet down towards the opposite end of the wall, so we're trying to force our hands and feet away from each other. Three, two, one. What we're doing now is we're going to get into a seated position. Legs nicely flat on the floor. Arms forward. You're going to reach forward, so you're going to be doing the hamstrings on your lower back. And if you can point your toes up, you can do your calves at the same time. Try and keep those knees flat on the ground. Don't let them pop up. Otherwise, basically defeats the object of the stretch. If you don't get it there, that's fine. As long as what you're doing is trying to inch down ever so slightly, ever so often, as long as it's not painful, it's just mildly uncomfortable. And back. What we're going to do now, we're going to do some more rotational stretches. So, one hand, my green hand's going to go out to the back, my red hand's going to follow it across the chest. I'm going to try and keep my knees and my feet together. What you want to do is you want to pull one leg up. Don't, we're trying to do more rotational work. Again, let's come back slowly. Swap it around the other side, so the red hand, pink hand's going to go back out, the green hand's going to go across my chest, out the side, but you hopefully might be able to see me waving underneath. Most people say this is the best side of me, the back of me. Anyone got any new jokes? Put them on a postcard and send them to me. Let's go back. What we're going to do now is just going to go over to our front, put our hands basically underneath where your face is, elbows underneath your shoulders. What we're going to do is go push up a little bit. So we're almost like a sphinx. It's called a cobra press up. So what you can do is you can even press forward and try and get those hips. If you can keep those hips down on the ground, all the better. That means you've got a really good mobilised back.
2, 1. Your timer is
Excellent,
complete.
good. So you don't have to be up like that, you can be down. If you haven't got much of a mobility of your back, I haven't. So this is hyperextension. I've never really had very good hyperextension in my spine. Maybe it was falling out of those trees all the time when I was younger. So what we're going to do now is we're going to push back on our knees, get our ears in between our shoulders, and inch our hands forward whilst trying to keep our glutes on our heels. Now if you want that in instructional format, you'll see a 34-page document at the end of this. No, you won't. And really inch forward, really stretching those shoulders and your back. Three, 2, 1, and let's come slightly up, and that's it. You should feel as fresh as a daisy. But thank you very much all for coming. I really enjoyed that. I hope your abs enjoyed it. We'll be back on Friday, the 30th, I think it is, the 30th. For Freak Out Friday. Hopefully I might encourage Eleanor to come and join us. It would be lovely to see her again on the stream. I have missed her, the Teddies have missed her, and I'm sure you have as well, because she's the talent and the brains. She's a talent and she's the brains. Okay. Right. Well, thank you very much all for coming. I'll see you all on Friday at 9:30. Have a good day. Enjoy yourself. Keep fit and healthy, and God bless and all that goodness. Take care for now.